Hey, this is Steve. I'm with Modern DriveLine. I do sales and tech, and this is my 86 Mustang, and I'd like to help you with your project.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Firebird Raceway and the Stinker Stores season opener. One of the things you want to try and do is a burnout. The reason that car just blazed the hides, no burnout. Tires are still cold. Even if it's a dry burnout, those will help you. Unless your car just doesn't make enough power to spin the tires over.
So today's the first points race for Super Shifter. So my goal today is to get the launch better. I need to still work on that. It's supposed to be warm today. Sun's on the track. That should help a lot. I'll have a couple practice runs before we go into eliminations. So the last time out, the car ran a 1080 at 126 miles an hour. So we had a pretty big headwind. So today, what I need to do is just work on my launch, get the launch RPM right so I can be consistent every time. That's really what it's about. Not trying to get the fastest time, just getting consistent so I can put a number on the window and run that number. So after the first 5-7 runs I've got on the transmission, it's been great so far. Some of the in-car video, you can see no missed gears, no grinding, no nothing, just smooth as it can be. So I'm really happy with the performance of the transmission so far. Clutch and everything else I've got in there, it's working great. I just need to figure out the chassis and get a good track, and it should be on a good run. So my first elimination run is really going to be just hit all my shift points, launch the car the same as I did in practice so I can run the same time. That's really all I'm thinking about. I'm really not paying attention to the guy next to me. Just running my race is all I'm worried about. Go up, stage the same, launch the same, and hit the shift points every time. If I can do that and get ahead of the next guy, then great, then I keep going around. So a 2-day race here on Saturday. Got out here in the morning, kind of cool, had a pretty stiff headwind. Went up to make my first run and they forgot to set the clocks to a quarter mile from 1/8 mile from the class that ran before us. So car ran good, it 60-footed pretty good, but they let me make another run because we only ran an 1/8 mile pass. So turned right around and went right back to the lanes. Ran another pass and ran a 1085 at 125, which is the best the car's ever ran, ever. Even last year on the nitrous, that was the best pass it ran. You know, transmission performed flawlessly, clutch is working out great. I'm just figuring out the combination. It's getting better every run. I think the engine breaking in, clutch getting better, getting kind of the new worn off it, and I just think everything is starting to really gel and come together. Day went pretty well. Figuring out the car, it keeps getting better every run. Went up, we had some oil downs, a couple of unfortunate oil downs where guys oiled the whole track down, which slowed everything down throughout the day. Took a long time to clean those up, and we were getting late in the day, so they pushed everything to 1/8 mile just to speed things up to get through the classes. So I went up for my first round of eliminations, and there's an odd number of cars in my class, so whoever has the best reaction time gets the bye run in the next round. So I went up and tried to pull a good light and pulled a 003 light, which 000 is a perfect light, so I was just that much from having a perfect light. So unfortunately lost first round. Car ran good, ran like it should have, exactly what I dialed. I dialed a 7.0 in the 8th, it ran a 7.10, it spun a little bit. But ran the number, tried to pull a good light, took myself out of eliminations the first round. So today's a whole new day on Sunday. We're gonna give it another try. I won't make that mistake again, and we'll see how it goes. First round of eliminations, went up against somebody who was dialed at 1677 or 17 something. So that means I'm sitting there. I'm dialed at 1088. I'm sitting there for 6.5 seconds waiting for this guy. And I took off when my light came down, got through second, got through third, looked up, he had red lit. So I just coasted out the rest of it. Just kind of gave that. There was no point in beating up the car when you've already got the win. Came back next round. Thought I was going to have really good competition with the guy that I was running. Went out, he dialed 11.0, I dialed 11.88 again. He left on me, I took off. By the time I hit third gear, I was way out on him, and I just kind of kept running, was on and off the throttle at the end, waiting for him to come around me, and he never did. Took the win again, went over and talked to him. He had some issues with his shifting, so I'm going to the final round today. So that's what it's all after, what you're all about, what you want, and that's hopefully what happens today. I hope I get a win. That'll put me close to the top of the points. I'm racing an Eagle Talon from Utah, so we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping that I beat him yesterday in some of our practice runs, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I gotta run my race, not worry about what he's doing. Go up, cut my light, hit every gear, run it out the back. Hopefully I'm in the winner's circle. So if I'm lucky enough to win tonight, I've got one more round. If I win that, that should put me second in the points or tied for first. Not quite sure. The guy who won last night went out first round today like I did. And if I win today, he went out first round, we might be tied for first. So we'll see how it all comes out, but I'm hoping for the best.
How about a nice cheer for our Super Shifter champ?
So last year running a Super Shifter, I had a smaller motor. I was running nitrous all the time. That tends to make consistency a little harder. This year with the bigger motor and the TKX, you know, I can get out of the hole better. I can go out further before I need to shift a second, which kind of gives me an advantage over what I was doing last year. Just, you know, the motor is going to run the same every time. You don't need to worry about bottle pressure or anything else with the nitrous. And like I say, the longer first gear in the transmission gets me out past the 60 foot a little better, and it shifts a lot smoother than my last transmission. So everything's working together, and I'm just learning the whole combo, and it's starting to come together. So this is the second race of 6. So went out first round yesterday. Now with this win, I should be tied for first place in the Super Shifter points race. So, you know, I just got to keep doing my thing and running my races. And I've got 4 more races to go this year. And if I can win a couple more of those, I'll be the Super Shifter champion, which is what I'm after. That's what I set out to do this year. That's what I want, and that's what I'm going to do.